Hello and welcome. Do you know that growing your own food is not as expensive or as complicated as we think? Yes, it does require some time. So come and I'll show you how you can start growing your own food this year. Tell yourself, I can do it if she can. So guys, I grew all of this in my allotment and in my home garden. So come and I'll show you how to do it on a budget. Yes. We're starting with the heat loving crops now. These are the things you need to start early in the year. So peppers, chilies, and things like that. The things you need essentials are obviously we start with seeds. Now you can save seeds from fruits. Yes, I've planted all those peppers you saw there from supermarket bought fruit. First and most importantly, we need a decent quality soil that is free drainage and not got lumps and bits. You can make your own compost, but you can also buy it if you haven't made yours yet. Now, watering things like seedlings and seeds best from below because we want to ensure we don't disperse the seeds. Okay. The next step, we need our labels, our tags. We need to ensure we've labeled and dated our tags before we start planting. This is important. You don't want to mix things up as you go along, and you find out as you do this that this can happen really easily. With all the good intentions, you end up mixing things up. So label them and then get your seeds. Now, pepper seeds, chili seeds are quite tiny, so you don't need to make holes. You just put them lightly on the surface, and we're just going to cover them lightly with a bit of compost, and that's all we need. I have successfully grown peppers from fruits. Like I said, that's how I generally do it. Even the one I planted earlier was from saved seeds. So you can do this as easily. You can dry this before, or you can just take it from the fruit. Guys, this is budget growing. You don't need to spend a fortune to start your seeds. And even specialist ones, like you see this giant bell pepper, I bought it and I saved the seeds and I'm gonna grow it. This is my first time growing this one this year, so fingers crossed I'll have big giant bell peppers to grow and harvest this season. Now, starting your heat loving crops is best to start them in January when it's really cold and we have really low levels of light. So this is why I'm showing you what to do in order to actually grow peppers. You can't tell me you want to start peppers in April or even March. You end up not harvesting them because we have a short growing season in the UK or even people in Canada or America. Now, ensure your seeds are not sitting in water. This is now the next step. You need heat because, like I said, we're growing this thing in January. Some people even start it in December. You need a heat source. Now, this is a reptile mat I bought years ago. It served me for 4 seasons. It was really cheap. I think less than £10 or thereabouts. So you can get a propagator or you can get a proper heat mat, okay? That costs a little bit more. But this is something, if you spread it over time, guys, you're saving a lot of money. Like £10, I've spent 4 seasons using it and it's still gonna work. So now, after putting your heat source, you need a propagator lid, ensuring your seedlings don't dry out. When they're so tender, they can dry out easily. Secondly and finally, we need lights. The light levels in the winter are really low. These things need about 10 to 12 hours of proper constant light, daylight, for them to grow and survive, to photosynthesize basically. So I'm gonna cover this and I'll leave this on my windowsill for a few months, maybe a couple of months, but to start with, in a week's time things will germinate and we can take off the propagator lid. Now, if you don't want to grow peppers, you want to do it easier, you don't want heat mat, you don't want light, this is the best thing to do is grow brassicas. So green leafy vegetables and onions you can do without any heat source, which is obviously environmentally friendly, and you can also do without light, artificial light. So simple, like I've done, label and then you sow. If you want to do multi-sow, you don't want little modules, you don't want cups, you can spread the seeds in a huge tray like I'm doing here with these onions, and then when it's germinated you separate them by pricking them out and putting them in the soil. So this is the simple budget way I have grown my food for my family for the last 4 seasons, and I want you to try out. Yes, gardening can be expensive, but you can also do it on a fairly decent budget if you plan properly. Okay, if you want to know more tips on how I actually grow things, let me know in the comment section, guys. I also have this fermentation belt I bought a few years ago to ferment things, and I also use it as a heat mat. Now a week later, look at my peppers have germinated. At this point, I'll take off the lid. Now even my onion seeds have also germinated. However, can you see the big patch in the middle? Remember, I put this on the fermentation belt. That belt was not heating up the center, so you know what to do if you have different things, you know, to grow your food. My brassicas have also germinated, and these ones are cold tolerant, so they will go out pretty much in February into my polytunnel, and they'll grow and give us food early in the season. Thank you guys if you've watched till this point. If you've enjoyed this video, has it added any value to you? Has it encouraged you to start growing those beautiful fruits and vegetables I showed you at the beginning? It's easy, it's not complicated. Leave me a comment, like this video, and also share. Bye.